Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome back. I haven't been here for a while, I know, and I kind of got away from doing a lot of the preparedness videos this summer. Just, I don't know, just didn't have the desire as much just because we were gone a lot, and guess I was having too much fun being outside. So it is time to get back to it. There's a lot of things I've missed over the last couple months. It's been a while. Not that I've stopped my preparedness, but just haven't really been talking about as much things and. So much, I guess there's so much to go over, but I want to start off tonight with talking about this port strike that's possibly coming up here in the next, I think it's on the 1st of October is when the the contract actually ends, and they're talking about the strike. Now, I'm not an expert on this stuff, but I have to believe, that if this actually happens and it becomes a long term, that it could actually affect what you can get and supplies you can get your everyday shopping. And in case you haven't noticed, the prices are already, way more than they've been, over the last couple of years. They've just gone through the roof. And if there are shortages and there's just no product to put on the shelves, what is available is going to become, the price is just going to go through the roof. So I would advise you, I'm a little late to the draw on this, so I'm, you know, I would have, but I know, but you should be paying attention. Hopefully you're not getting all your information from people like me or other channels. I mean, I'm here to try to inform you if I see something, or if I, have an idea for something, or if I can be of some help with, whether it's advice or maybe I'm, you know, found something you could check out, whatever. But um, I really would advise you in the next day or so, if you can do it, maybe hit the stores, grab a few extra things that you need. I'm hoping by now, if you're watching this channel, you're probably watching other channels also, and you're probably informed. I don't come on here and I don't want people to think that it's like you know that I know more than anybody. I really don't. I just pay attention a little more. Um, and a lot of the things that I've been doing for years. So it's not, I didn't just get into being prepared, during COVID or whatever. I mean, this has been many many years. We're actually into decades now. I mean, I started to some degree when I was, when I was very young. But the last 10 plus years, I've really kind of stepped it up a little more. A lot of it's infrastructure that I have now, that I have the, places to do things and stuff like that. So, but I do encourage you, don't believe what people say that it's too late. If you haven't done it by now, because a lot of people are, you go on a lot of these channels, they'll tell you that. I disagree. I think it's never too late. If you can help yourself, you might get one extra day out of something to make your life easier. Go do it. But if this thing really does, happen, and some of the things that I've been reading happen, we could be facing some difficult times. It might be short. I'm sure it's going to be short term. I don't think they're going to be on strike for the next year or anything like that. But I would encourage you to go out and grab some things you might need. If you have if you medication that you might need, maybe you should see if you can get an extra refill on that. Your food, things like that. Um, and also, it's probably now we're entering this election season, and I'm sure we're in full swing now. But who knows what's coming down the pike? We really don't know. So I always encourage everybody, get out and get what you can. Get some extra water in your house, get some extra food. Things that even supplies. A lot of people forget about things like hygiene supplies and cleaning supplies, things like that. I mean, you saw during COVID, people were running on toilet paper, which is still kind of laughable to me. But I find it funny that people don't keep more than a couple of rolls of toilet paper in their house at a time. But that's just me. So, but I would encourage you to get out and maybe grab some things if you can. Maybe stock up if you can. If you have a little extra in your budget, by all means, grab some extra stuff, and definitely put it aside. Get yourself ahead of the game a little bit. Maybe do a quick inventory of what you have. You might have stuff you don't even realize, in the back of the shelf or something. So I don't like to get on here and try to scare everybody to death. I really don't. But the reality of it is, we really need to be paying attention. And a lot of this stuff that isn't necessarily for, even shortages and things like that. I mean, you get things now. They're never going to be cheaper than they are today. So if you can get out and get yourself ahead of the game a little bit, because I don't know if you haven't noticed, but I have, that the last couple of years, it's, every time I go to the store, it seems like it's a little bit more and more. And in fact, we just came back from the store today, and we shop at one of the local Aldi stores. I don't know if you have them wherever you're at. I'm sure you do, but we buy a lot of stuff there. And um, we didn't even have a full basket of stuff. And my wife pointed out, kind of, that 2 years ago, what we had in that buggy would have probably come to 50 or $60 maybe, and it was about $135 we spent in there. And I was really surprised when we checked out, because we didn't really have a whole lot of things, but so it's really gone up, greatly in the last few years, and I'm sure you noticed that. And I'm hoping by now you're paying attention that we're not going to be saved. Everybody seems to think that this election is going to be the savior. I really don't. I really don't believe that. Um, I think maybe different policies and things like that. Um, I've tried to steer clear of politics on here a little bit. I mean, I know I have a few times, and I'm sure if you've watched, you kind of probably figure out where I stand. But I actually have a real problem with what's going on right now during this cycle, in this election cycle. Um, First of all, I think it's terrible that out of 300 million people, these are the two best candidates we can come up with. And I know a lot of you are, pro Trump, pro Kamala, whatever that is. But um, irregardless, you have to ask yourself, you know, Kamala's been in here 3.5 years now as vice president, and all of a sudden now she's going to be the great savior for America. My question is, why aren't you doing it now? And I would ask this question no matter who's in there. I'm kind of on the fence on a lot of politics. I have my values and stuff, but I never put my stock in any politician, and I would probably encourage you to do the same. Think for yourself. Don't, you know, all this party nonsense has gotten us nowhere. In fact, it's gotten us in the mess we're in. Some of the things that just, I've seen some of these ads coming out, and some of it, I mean, it's gotten ridiculous. But that's my question for you. If you think things are bad, this is a continuation of, you know, this next election is either a continuation of what we had going on or what we had a few years ago, which, I don't, I don't like to throw my opinion out about it, but let's just say, I mean, I think there were some good things, during the Trump administration. There's a lot of things that I really just don't like, also. So I don't put all my stock in a politician. I just never have. I mean, there's people that I support. There's people that I think are good people, and I'm sure there's good people on both sides. I hate to kind of go that way. Um, I think they're really becoming few and far between. So I think you really need to be, really cognizant of this. I think we really need to stop with the party line nonsense and get back to being Americans first. Start loving your country first. Start loving what's best for your family, and start paying attention to what those things are and how we go about accomplishing them. And also who gives the ideas of actually making things better. Um, you can get on TV. I can tell you right now, I'm gonna save the planet. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. But until you actually give me a plan of how you're gonna do that, you know, it means nothing to me. It really does. I see these ads. I'm gonna lower inflation. I'm gonna, do all this. Well, okay. Why aren't you doing it now? First of all, if you have all these great ideas, you're there. Do it now. And like I said, I'm not sure either one of them are going to be the savior for us. I mean, might slow things down, but I think we're in a bad progression right now, um, as far as the trajectory of the country right now. I think it's been this way for quite a while. I don't even think it just started in the last 3 years, 8 years, or whatever. I think it's been coming for quite a while. So, kind of think about those things. Like, really stop thinking party all the time. Really just stop and think about, um, the way things have progressed over the last few years. If you're happy with then there's nothing you don't have to listen to me. But, start doing your research a little bit. I think these next couple months could get a little bit crazy. There's a lot of things coming down, with this election. I don't think it's going to turn out either well. I think, no matter who gets elected, I think we're going to have, probably some kind of unrest. Uh, but who am I to say? That's why I did this channel in the first place, to encourage you to get prepared for any kind of situation, really. So, like I said, I know I haven't been on here for a while doing it, and I kind of did want to take a break a little bit, with all the craziness that's going on. But, you know, kind of look at this. This video might go on a little bit longer than some of my normal ones, but we really do have to kind of see what's happened over the last few months. Um, with the multiple assassination attempts on a presidential candidate. I mean, this is America 2024. Shouldn't we be a little bit past this? Shouldn't we be doing, have a little more sense as a nation? I mean, this whole thing where if I don't agree with you, I need to destroy you has become just so dangerous. And, you know, people need to start facing reality, facing the truth of where a lot of this is coming from. And, you know, there's so much dishonesty because I mean, I think it does come from both sides, but, I'm seeing the political violence. There's been no attempts on Kamala. There was no attempts on Joe Biden. Right now there's apparently 5 hit teams in America that are looking for Trump from various nations have sent people out. We've already had 2. I mean, one of them was right here in our backyard, 30 minutes away. Um, so to try to say that political violence is coming from the right, I think is really dishonest. And you know, you can convince yourself whatever you want. Willful ignorance will get you nowhere. It'll just get you, just further down a bad path. So really take stock of what's going on and really think about it. Whether you agree with somebody or not is kind of is important, obviously, maybe in your dealings, your relationships. But is it really fair that just because you disagree with somebody that you should destroy them or destroy their families? Like it or not, these are still people, and whether you agree with Donald Trump, whether you whether you disagree with them, he's still a fellow human first, and as Christian, if you're, as a Christian, I'm myself, I don't believe in just the destruction of somebody that just for whatever reason. I just don't. And I always try to, keep in mind that, these people still have families too, I would know how I would feel if somebody was making an attempt on one of my parents' lives or, my spouse or whatever it is. So I think that's something we really need to start being a little more cognizant of, just, maybe being a little more decent to each other. So I know I've kind of got off on a little tangent from the porch strike, but there's been a lot. I'm so far behind on, I haven't been on it for a while. And I appreciate if you guys are still sticking around. And like I said, I haven't been putting the time into this channel as I should, but I do appreciate you if you still come around. But I do want to, that's one thing that I wanted to bring up. I also wanted to bring up, we have this, with the hurricane coming through. I hope that if anything, this also is another wake up call for people to get better prepared. Because I know it seems like North Carolina is getting hit pretty hard down there. And I know there's a lot of people without power. And I know in Florida, we have family down there. I know they were without power for a while. And so, I hope these events are wake up calls. And I hope as a news watcher or, some of the people that follow whether it's social media or anything, I hope this is a wake up call for you because things can happen, and this is what this channel is about. It's about being prepared. It's not about, it's not all about the end of the world. These are real world problems that you need to be prepared for. How many of these people had generators? How many people had flood insurance? Had extra food and water at their house? Because a lot of these places too, maybe weren't evacuated, but they're still under pressure. They're still under, they're going to be a wave of problems coming out that's going to affect them. So I hope, if anything, once again, this is a wake up call for more people to get out there and, have your home ready for this, for any of these natural disasters. Or, I mean, it could be job loss. It could be this, just like I said, hedging inflation, whatever it is. We're also on the, there's a lot of unrest in the world right now. If you're following things overseas, a lot of saber rattling by, Russia, China, towards us. A lot of problems now because, of our involvement with the Ukraine and with, the Israeli war. So, we may see ramifications from this. A lot of these, especially in the Middle East, they're actually fighting terrorists. I mean, this isn't like country versus country necessarily. They're fighting an ideology, which can spill over. And we saw that with, just the anniversary of 9/11 here just a month ago. So, definitely something to keep your eyes peeled, for things coming down, and like I said, get your home ready, get your supplies on hand, consider, because we have winter, coming here in the Northeast. So you never know when power is going to go out here if we get a heavy snowstorm or, Even, somebody might run into the light pole down by your house and knock your power out for 2 days. Do you have a generator to keep your, for your freezer and your refrigerator from going bad? Once again, there's little things to think about. And I've done some videos on that last year, I believe, when during that. So I'm not going to get into all that, but definitely keep your ears and eyes open here the next few days for the strike, because like I said, if this actually goes through and it's as bad as they are predicting, which I know it's a lot of fear mongering from the media, it may not be as bad as it is. It might last one day. It may, it could last. If it lasts in the weeks, we may really start seeing some pressure. So if you can get out to, maybe get out the next day or two, but keep your eye, keep your, don't get too worked up just yet, but just get prepared. That's the best thing I can say. And like I said, as we come into this election season, let's be human towards each other a little bit more. Let's realize that, we can still disagree on things. And just because you disagree with somebody doesn't mean they're wrong. I've seen this a long time. There's a lot of things people have disagreed with me on that, I've been right on, and I'm sure it's happened to you. And that's a lot of the problem that I have with this. We're seeing a lot of people telling you what they're going to do, but they're not going to really tell you how they're going to do it. So, definitely don't fall for all the propaganda or whatever you want to call it that's coming out before this election. But like I said, I just wanted to touch base. I'm going to try to do a little bit more. I'm going to try to get a little more active on here and do some things. I've got a few ideas I want to show you guys. I've actually got some really cool gear finds that I like to share. I know I haven't done a lot of those for a while, so I've got some cool things. I've some things even on the camping side I'd like to show you guys. I got some new toys to get out there and hit the trails again. So I'm definitely going to try to keep up with this. I'm sorry for the long video, but definitely always give me comments. I appreciate if you like my videos. Definitely like them. But please subscribe and tell your friends if it's something that you think that could be helpful to them. And I hope you were enjoying some of the different stuff I was doing, like some of the camping videos and some of the campgrounds, because honestly, we can't sit around and be miserable with as bad as times are. So, I try to inspire not only to be prepared, but also inspire to, get out and, have some adventures, hit the woods, if you can, maybe dig that old fishing rod out of the closet, or maybe dig that hunting gear out with hunting season coming, or, maybe take some fall hikes. We got the weather, the leaves changing. So, definitely get out there. I don't want everything to be, everybody to be worried about everything that's going on. You still got to have some fun. And that's kind of why I haven't really been posting as many preparedness videos lately. I'm just kind of, sometimes I need to step back. I even take periods where I just step back from the news. I keep abreast of a little bit of what's going on from afar, but I don't dive in, because sometimes you have to clear your head. So, I definitely encourage you to get out there, be prepared. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. So like I said, if you enjoyed this, I hope you did. Like I said, it's good to be back on here posting some stuff. Definitely leave a comment if you have something to add to any of my videos. Whether it's good or bad. If you don't like something, tell me. I probably won't care, but if you like something, definitely let me know. But no, in all honesty, if there's something you'd like to talk about, if you have a question about anything that I've talked about, or anything that I've, any gear, anything that I maybe have shown you, like I said, I've got a few things I'm going to do here. I'm gonna share. I found a couple neat things, and I've gotten a couple pretty cool deals here over the summer on some stuff. So anyway, God bless. Take it easy. Get prepared. Keep your head on a swivel, as I always say. And just be ready. God bless, and I will see you on the next one.